show was made possible with the continued support of the Magic Click partners.
Hello, my friends. It's time to earn that child support money again. Well, at least for me. And before you know it, this beautiful weather will be changing. The leaves will start falling, the breezes will get cool, and we'll be missing the warmth of summer. But this week, our news turns back to the United Kingdom as the changes brought about by the Gambling Act review and the Gambling Commission are becoming more and more clear in hindsight. And that includes their ban on the use of credit cards for gambling. Anyone who has a credit card knows how easily things can get out of control. So superficially, the ban on the use of credit cards at casinos seems like a no-brainer. However, when our friends at iGaming Business took a deeper look, it wasn't quite so black and white. Their article on the matter revealed a study by the National Center for Social Research that showed players without a gambling problem had no issues with the ban, but those with an addiction, they simply found other ways to fund their habit. Well, how about that? Those with gambling problems found a way to get around the ban. They took out loans, they borrowed money, or they went to offshore black market casinos. Goodness, well, how about that? You know, all of this sounds very familiar, like I've heard it somewhere before, like perhaps I've been saying this exact shit for years and most of it has fallen on deaf ears. Plus, a huge unforeseen consequence of the credit card ban is that high-value VIP players at regulated British sites have plummeted by 95% since the crackdown started and the UKGC began monitoring betting behaviors of players and requiring financial colonoscopies. Almost as if players don't want to give up their rights or have their privacy violated just to play some blackjack. Well, I'll say it again. How about that? Look, I'm not saying that credit card bans are good or bad, but I am saying that credit card bans are almost useless to prevent gambling addiction. They don't stop the addicts. They just don't. They look good on paper though, and perhaps looking good on paper is all the Gambling Commission really needs. Welcome back. As you probably know, I just returned from IGB Live in London a few weeks ago, and while there, I had the opportunity to meet with some new APCW sponsors, one of which was the Growy Partners. They represent the Paramatch and Junibet sportsbooks, and webmasters can earn CPAs of up to $100 or lifetime commissions of up to 45%. And hey, that's with no admin fees. You can check out their review page on the APCW website or visit them directly at growy.partners. And while in London, we also caught up with Growy for an interview, which will be released shortly. But this past week, we rolled out our first new interview from London with the Campion affiliates. I spoke with Vasilis, one of their top managers, about their huge selection of brands, as well as their massive range of markets. You can find that interview on the APCW website and our YouTube channel, of course, as well as embedded in the GPWA forums. Lastly, we spoke about the gambling market in the Netherlands on our last program, and their apparent emulation of the UK market as they both rush headlong into destruction. Now the Dutch seem to be taking pride in their work and their amazing math skills as new lower deposit limits for players resulted in lower player losses. Well, how about that? Sort of like when you eat less food and gain less weight, or you put less petrol in the car and don't travel as far as you would with a full tank. Yeah, what a revelation they have uncovered here. Kudos to the Dutch for unraveling this financial mystery. However, taxes on gambling are set to rise again this coming January, while search volume in that country for offshore betting sites is growing. So, one last time, all together now. Well, how about that? So, that's my show. I'm done. I don't know why I come out here and complain every week. I mean, we've been in this industry for what, 20, 30 years, most of us? What could we possibly know that those expert regulators don't already know? They're the ones in charge. So, I'll see you again next week because I'm headstrong and I'll just keep coming back, God willing. What a revelation the Dutch have made here. You know, kudos to them for unraveling this great mystery. However, almost had it. I almost had it. Missed it by that much.